Welcome to the second annual Adrift Film Festival, where we have the honor to acknowledge and celebrate the best content creators in the yachting industry and raise awareness and donation for natural disaster relief. Thank you. Quick introduction of the team this year. My name is Shelton Dupree, co-founder of Adrift, professional filmmaker and photographer with over 12 years experience in the industry.
Hi everyone, my name is Randy Berry. I'm the co-founder of Adrift Film Festival. I'm also the co-founder of a company called Nautic Nomad. I've been in the industry for the past 10 years as both a crew member and as a crew recruiting agent.
And my name is Sandra Jordan. I am a yacht purser. I help crew confidently manage administration and logistics on board.
This year we have an exciting lineup to present in 3 new categories: Explorer, Inspirational, and Realism.
We want to thank all of our amazing sponsors for making this possible. Denison Yachting, Marine Data Solutions, Fun Air, Yacht Stick, Salty Rags, and Amels. They're all incredible companies in the industry, and links to what they do can be found in the description below.
This year we are helping raise donations for Yacht Aid Global's Project Nasama in Vanuatu, where they are on the ground, helping the people there get their lives back together after it was decimated by Tropical Cyclone Harold amidst a deadly global pandemic. If you want to support these efforts, please click on the link below and donate before October 18th to be automatically entered into our raffle to win some amazing prizes thanks to Yachty Rentals here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We have a short video for you now showing some of the destruction and work being done with Yacht Aid Global in Vanuatu on the ground and where your donation will go.
Good day, everyone. My name is Mark Drullo. I am the founder and executive director of Yacht Aid Global. Thank you to the Adrift Film Festival for their support of Yacht Aid Global's mission. In addition to many projects around the globe, Yacht Aid Global created Operation Nasama to provide disaster relief to the people of the South Pacific nation of Vanuatu in the aftermath of Category 5 Cyclone Harold. This devastating cyclone, one of the strongest storms to ever hit Vanuatu, made landfall on April 6, 2020. With the support and cooperation of donors and operating partner Butterfly Trust, we have been transporting food, medical and building supplies, shelter kits, and more. We have been using traditional building methods to reconstruct homes, schools, and community buildings. If you would like to learn more about Yacht Aid Global and donate to our Operation Nasama, please go to yachaidglobal.org. Thank you.
On to the videos. Our panel of 8 judges had their hands full selecting a winner for each category. This year, we are also introducing People's Choice Award. To enter your vote, simply write the filmmaker's name and video in the comments below at any point before October 18th. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our first category, Explorer.
I think it is working, yes. I think.
Yes.
약간 이렇게 기울었어. Okay.
1, start. 2, 1, start please. Go to room, go to room, go to room. One more time, look here, smiling, yes, and go inside.
the storm. We watched the rise and fall. We could have had it all. We're oceans and the rising star. We close our eyes and breathe. We're drifting on the sea. We're letting go of who we are. The sun is a fading star. If I could just rewind time and let your back inside, I'll find you there. Or is it all in my head? The words that were left unsaid, they feel dead to me. We watched the rise and fall. We could have had it all. We're oceans and the rising star. We close our eyes and breathe. We're drifting on the sea. We're letting go of who we are. The sun is a fading star. The sun is a fading star.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna try.
I just wanna get the fuck
What an incredible selection of videos. The winner of this category gets a Fun Air brand inflatable stand-up paddleboard. So let's check it out. The winner for Best Explorer video goes to Shani Davies, Turkey Through My Eyes. Everybody absolutely loved this video, so congratulations, Shani. Very well deserved.
I'm Shani. Thank you so much Adrift Film Festival for meaning so much to me to be recognised for something that I'm so passionate about. And Turkey, what inspired my edit was simply being in such a beautiful place, surrounded by the friendliest people and dogs and beautiful landscapes, and just hearing the ambient sounds, as well as watching other people's work. Like GoPro Sean always inspires you to be better and keep improving as you go. Congrats to all of the other entries. To those that have never picked up a camera but are interested, I encourage you to do so, watch tutorials, and I really hope to see your entries next year. Thank you Adrift Film Festival for supporting such a worthy cause. I hope that we can all pull together to support those who need it most. Enjoy the rest of the film festival. Thank you so much again. Cheers.
Next up, we have the finalists for the Realism category. The competition was fierce this year, and we were so impressed by everyone's videos. We hope you are too.
If you don't already know me, my name's Luke. Hi. And I'm a captain.
You got me checkmate. No one's watching or nothing. I have cleared out the room, also that you can get to be the big spoon. Cuddle me blue. Take me to the edges of you. Every little inch of my skin, baby, I will let you in.
We're going to do a drill in a minute. Can't let anyone know. We're going to do a fire drill. As soon as it goes off, everyone's going to run outside. You can go into the drying room here, lay down. When the boys come in with their outfits on, don't do anything, just lay there. They're going to pick you up and take you out. And they're going to be blindfolded so they can't see. Okay. But don't stand up, don't try to walk. They will pick you up and they'll get you out. So you're unconscious.
You ready?
Mm-hmm. You're going to go on oxygen, everything. The whole 9
I have
yards.
to go on oxygen?
Yeah.
Alright, well let me swallow my gummy bear.
So we're going to run a drill, and we're trying to make it as realistic as possible, which means everybody's just going to rally. So here we go. Time starts now.
Can't see anything, but it's still hot. Fucking hot.
Hey, you gonna enter?
Okay, drink. Fighting fire! Fighting fire!
Keep going, keep going. Fight that fire! Fight that fire! During my time in yachting, my priorities have changed a little bit. But the one thing that hasn't changed is my outlook on why I'm still here. So it's all about making the most of your experiences. So to those of you just starting this journey, welcome. It's going to be one hell of a ride. However you choose to do it, have some real, absolute, mind-blowing fun. Just remember, you've only got one shot at this, so make it memorable. Have fun.
Took off from paradise and I landed in the jungle. And I spent the whole time lost in the clouds. I lost my body in the summer storm, somewhere over the ocean. And I think my mind may also be gone.
So what do you do for a living? A task and question each one of us has had the opportunity to try our best at answering. I'm in yachting. I work on boats. I'm a deckhand, eh?
It's a little windy out here today.
Terms that are loosely thrown around to try and describe what the hell it is we actually do in a day. How do you describe this?
What the hell is that thing?
When being asked what it is that we do for a living, I think the answer should probably be whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to prepare for tripping up the stairs with freshly made canapes.
He has extra.
Whatever it takes to entertain ourselves while staying up all night for the boss's party. Whatever it takes to get specific food items from Italy, or work while injured, or make sure that the view out the window is absolutely spotless.
I have done 24 straight hours of windows after doing this last squeegee.
We literally do whatever it takes. Is your job fun? Yeah, it definitely has its days.
Day of the life of Jared Watney. Does he really do any work? I don't know.
My crew's full of shit.
Be it a 30 meter or a 60 meter, it seems yachting each has its own story for everyone. Yet when described in general terms, we all experience similarities and common ground. It's fairly common for cruise enthusiasm to start at 100% and slowly go downhill over a few years. Sometimes it takes a step back and to look from the outside in to realize that the best thing you can do in yachting is try your best to live presently. Look around and appreciate the small things.
3 weeks no sleep.
You stole your soul.
I've been working the super yacht life for a solid 2 years, saving up for an around-the-world motorbike trip, when I got to the stage where I had one more boss trip left and I'd be heading home, fresh with excitement and new goals. The boss trip was set to be a 4-week trip through the Panama Canal, through the Caribbean, and then end up in Florida. Corona sparked up at the beginning of the trip, and our humble 4 weeks of work was re-evaluated to be a 6-month liveaboard fiasco. This was a thorn in the balls. The good news was that each of us, once a week, would get a day off to do whatever we liked, and that my day would be tomorrow. This amounted to 3 days off in the tropical islands. Holy shit balls, I was keen to not have to see the goddamn owners of the boat and just escape to nature for a while. We were in the Sandblast Islands, which had amazing coral, crystal clear waters, and a shit ton of fish. I made it my mission to try and see as much as possible and to video everything that I saw for my 3 days off. Grabbed kayak and girlfriend at the time and headed out to some sweet fishy spots. Mission accomplished. I'm in the water, no dickheads around me, and hours to take in the surroundings. Saw some chicken parmigiana coral, tissue box fish, a yellow fish, and some fish. After that, I went and checked out a massive pipe in the water. Swimming down it was kind of freaky because there were crocodiles somewhere in the area. So I didn't go too deep and try to pretend to be super intimidating. Next spot was the mangroves. We couldn't go there with the guests because we saw a crocodile hanging out there once and they completely freaked out. We tried the whole they're more afraid of you than you are of it argument, but it didn't work at all. This was a shame because the mangroves filter out the water in the area, making it super clear and pretty, so it was worth the risk. In the afternoon, the engineer and I headed to some caves we've been to a couple times before. Unfortunately, we were relying on my directions to get to said caves and ended up overshooting it by about a kilometre. We jumped in anyways and bumped into the spiky leopard chicken nugget fish, which is always a rare sighting. Fast forward and we finally made it to the well-hidden caves. I swam through narrow channels, saw some cool fish, saw a shark, tried to get to my artistic shots, and had a beer. On our days off, we were allowed 2 beers, a welcome change to the previous 0 beer policy. In my wisdom, I packed a bunch of ice with the beers to keep them cold. Not part of my calculations was that the ice was in the same compartment as the engineer's phone. This was a bad $800 mistake, and one I have learnt from. I am sorry, Mikkel. Another week goes by of not getting fired or losing my mind. I'm on to my second day off. Same drill, different location. This time I head to a spot with more life and a really cool coral wall. Following some advice from the captain, I brought a weight belt with me. Assuming it wasn't an attempt at trying to kill me, this would make freediving a whole lot easier. First animal appearance, spotted underwater towelbird. Second encounter, horse-faced fish, the only fish to have evolved from its horse relative. It longs for the days where it used to live the simple life chasing fake rabbits around an endless grass loop. A man-eating shark, the predator of the sea. This ancient terror stalks reef areas hunting for innocent humans to eat. They love how soft and processed we are, and I had to keep my distance from the guy and try and be brave about it. In the afternoon, I saw a group of human beings hanging out on an island. I began to paddle over to them when I got radioed by the captain telling me that the owners didn't want me to go near them. I was very butthurt and very, very close to them. I made an awkward turn all of a sudden and headed for a neighbouring island 100 metres from the people. I sat down on the sand and drank my 2 beers in a pretty salty mood. I ended up checking out the mangroves that were in the area and I hadn't been to them yet, which actually turned out to be pretty cool. There was a shit ton of fish there, lots of yellow guys trying to find their way, and then hundreds of tiny little fish that looked like a nursery of some sort. Very cool. I got up a little earlier than before and packed everything I needed for the day. First thing I did was fly my drone from the kayak, which was oddly scary because I had lost one to the ocean before and the pain was still fresh. The next mission was to explore the first island, this one here. The captain was a little anal about us going anywhere with people or dogs after an incident a week back. Courtney went to an island on her day off and came back to the boat after being attacked by dogs. Fuck, rabies was my first thought. The captain was pissed beyond pissed. We all learnt a lot about rabies that afternoon. Turns out a dog with rabies, or a rabid dog, usually dies from the infection within 10 days. Likely to be foaming from the mouth as well. It acts a little crazy, and we'd been in the islands for around 60 days, so the dog had to be there the whole time, and it didn't have rabies. Story checked out, no rabies. If she did get rabies though, it would almost be certain that she would have died. Heavy times. Heavy times. After the island, I paddled for 2 hours in search of another island, but this one we'd never actually been to before. It was always a little bit too far away from the rest of where the guests wanted to go. It ended up being that the best spot was where I had originally been, and I had wasted 4 hours paddling for no reason. I did see a really cool, weird spotted rhino looking fish, which I'd never seen before, so I guess that counts for something. I made my way back and found a really nice spot near the entrance of a channel. Unfortunately, I hadn't been back to the boat the whole day, and I had to drop off the kids at the swimming pool. I had heard of the aquaturd from many people before, but had never actually tried it. I held onto the kayak to support myself. I looked for any crocodiles and got into the zone. I shot off a few rounds and looked back in horror as thousands of little brown bits exploded into the crystal clear waters. I put my snorkel in and tried to float away from the assault. You're welcome for these details. I'm sure that everyone wanted to hear them. After the trauma of experiencing my first aquaturd, I headed for a tiny little island that looked really cool and did some more droning. This led me to realise that I really need to up my tan game. As I paddled back to the boat, I found one last spot, which turned out to be probably the highlight of the 3 days. There's just so much around there. That sums up my 3 days of adventuring in the Sandblast Islands. It made me realise how much I love exploring new places at my own pace and the thrill of seeing something for the first time. I decided then that I'll buy a professional underwater camera and see where the curiosity takes me.
The bass is bumping, I'm busting moves, the people jumping, I'm with my crew, my boys are buzzing, what else is new? And then we go in my Bugatti, yeah, we roll up to the party, don't you know, no, I want your body, yeah. We getting dirty tonight. You gotta do it sometimes. We getting dirty tonight. So let's get out of our minds. We getting dirty tonight. 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 We getting dirty tonight.
Hello! So today we are starting our Atlantic crossing, which is very exciting. We're going to, from here, Barcelona to Gibraltar first, and then straight across to the Bahamas, hopefully. From the galley perspective, I've got pretty much everything I need on board already. I'm just going out to grab some bread and pastries, so the last little bit of shopping. I do make my own bread, but sometimes it's really nice in the morning for me to come and get some bakery stuff, and the crew love the pastries as well. Welcome to day 2 of the crossing. Now, we knew it was going to be rough, and so we prepared for it, but it's pretty nasty out there. Those waves are actually higher than me. I'm properly stowed in here. I've got a nice fiddle. This stops my pots from sliding around. I've got some non-skid mat on here. And then downstairs here is bungee mania. So I've got bungees on these guys to stop them sliding around, and I've really gone to town. Brace yourselves. Yeah, we are strung up and secure because there's been some quite expensive seafood in here, so we definitely don't want that going on the floor. Over here, what have we got here? Galley!
Oh, hello.
How are you enjoying the crossing so far?
I'm loving it.
No seasickness yet?
No sickness yet? No sickness yet?
So we just had a couple of really big waves. Luckily in here's okay. However, we've got some casualties in the freezer. Whoa, these guys just holding on by a thread. Good bungee work, you team. Not so good to this guy. So we lost a loaf of bread and a crate. I can live with that. So Johan.
Yes.
Second engineer on board. What are we in Gibraltar for?
Fueling.
How much fuel are we taking on board?
142,000 litres.
Woo boy! So when we're getting fuel on board, for safety reasons, there always has to be someone watching, and right now it's... oh, there Elise! making sure that it's not leaking. And look, it's not. We've got nice little absorbent pads here in case we have any oil leaks. Making sure the oil colour doesn't change from that beautiful red colour you see there. That's it.
So Annalise and I were just discussing that we should probably apologise. We don't always look like this. We're at work. We don't wear makeup.
We're doing the grungy things at the moment.
I mean, if I look like
We
a
don't need to try
koala,
hard.
it's because I actually am a koala.
Good morning. It is someone's birthday on board tomorrow. It's our chief engineer, Mike. So I'm gonna make him a cake. Completely cooled now, and I'm going to decorate it, and I'm going to make it really pretty because it is for the chief engineer, and if there's one person on the boat which you want to stay on the good side of, it's him, because he fixes everything, so let's keep him happy. To do a halfway party, and you call it a crossing party, except on here we're calling it a cross-dressing party.
Hello, darling! Hello!
Into the crossing now, and look at this beautiful sunrise. We've got a friend over there. Not often we see boats. We've actually got a bet going as to how many boats we're going to see across the Atlantic. Everyone puts in $10. Whoever guesses the best takes the kitty. Looks like the first officer's going to win it. He guessed 28 boats, and I guessed 14. We're at 22 now, so yeah, he's got it. You're not gonna guess, but it's a bird, which means that we are close to land. So after all that, we are here in the Bahamas.
Here we are, coming at you from the Bahamas.
I gotta be honest, I kind of wish we were still at sea.
Me too, I miss it, but also...
See what we mean? So hard to choose, right? The prize for this category is a DJI Ronin S camera gimbal. And the winner for the best video in realism goes to... Tim Cousins with days off.
The good news was that each of us, once a week, would get a day off to do whatever we liked, and that my day would be tomorrow. This amounted to 3 days off in the tropical islands. Holy shit balls, I was keen to know.
Hello, my name's Tim Cousins. I won the segment in the Adrift Film Festival for Realism. Thank you for that. I took a risk on that video doing a lot of voiceover kind of stuff. Haven't done that before. Thank you to the sponsors, Adrift Film Festival themselves. With the DJI Ronin, I'm going to use it to make stabilized footage. It's going to be fantastic, and I am stoked with that. Cheers, Daz.
That sums up my 3 days of adventuring in the Sandblast Islands. It made me realise how much I love exploring new places at my own pace, and the thrill of seeing something for the first time. I decided then that I'll buy a professional underwater camera and see where the curiosity takes me.
Just a quick reminder everyone to enter the raffle by donating at the link below. 100% of the proceeds goes directly to natural disaster relief in Vanuatu, and you stand a chance to win some rad prizes. Last but not least, here are the finalists for the Inspirational category. Enjoy.
I'm facing back to front, over my shoulder at the sun, and it's an open door, and off my line of sight once more. And I will learn, no, I will learn, it'll all be fine this time. I don't learn, no, I don't learn, 'cause you always seem so kind. And I don't learn, no, I don't learn, it'll all be fine this time. And I don't learn, no, I don't learn. So will you help me down? Help me down. Come grab my hand if it's soft around. And I will learn, no, I will learn, it'll all be fine this time. And I don't learn, no, I don't learn, 'cause you always seem so kind. And I don't learn, no, I don't learn, it'll all be fine this time. And I don't learn, no, I don't learn.
I'm George Hemming, and as part of 100 tons of plastic, I've travelled out to the Indonesian island of Bali. I wanted to see firsthand the plastic problem there is on the island, but more importantly see the amazing projects that have been set up to combat this global issue. We've arrived where we're staying, and that is at the North Bali Reef Conservation, and here they do some amazing work that we're going to be actually getting involved with. Anything from, obviously reef conservation, so we're going to be out there making things to preserve and build up the reef. And also they've got an amazing recycling centre, which we will go and check out as well. So come on, let's go. First of all, we're going to be helping build the concrete structures that go in the reef over there. The first step to build these concrete structures is to get this contraption, which goes into the ground, makes a hole to form the legs for the structure to be built on top. Fill it with concrete and let it dry. What that does is then enables you to come over to this part, build the top layer of concrete here, and then it's really up to you what you do. Just finished building the concrete structures, and you know what, I'm actually quite impressed with what I managed to build. Some people don't quite know what it is, but it's meant to be a fish. Well, I think it looks quite good. After a good sleep, we got up the following day. The aim was to move the structures that have dried into the fishing boats and dropped in the water. So what we just did there, putting the concrete blocks in the water, can you just explain a little bit about what that is?
Right now they're just sort of scattered around everywhere, a bit random on the bottom. We're going to go in diving and we're going to move the structures. We've got one big unit, so we're going to pile them all together. One big aggregation of structures. So they're going to start providing great habitat for some of the fish in this area and the starting point for the natural coral reef to recolonize this area.
And how many approximately are there in this one?
I would say there's over 6,000 structures in there right now. They're not even halfway through.
After working at the site for a week, we decided to have some downtime and explore the waterfalls Bali had to offer.
You ready? I'm so ready. Are you ready? Still. Are you ready?
Do I look like I'm ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
This morning we were meant to be doing a reef beach clean, but instead, because the weather really isn't that great, we're going to be doing a beach clean. In about 10 minutes, I found one of these. Just on a beach clean, and after that we bring all the rubbish to the recycling centre. Here it gets sorted, cleaned and actually upcycled into making a new material. So every afternoon we come here and sort through so much plastic, which is all being collected on the beach. Let's get to work and see what we can make. I'm here with Beth, who is one of the volunteers at the North Bali Reef Conservation. Just explain a little bit about the process of what happens here.
Yeah, we start off at the beach and we pick up lots of rubbish, as you can see in the background. So we pick it up and then we separate it from plastic bottles and just normal rubbish. Then we put it into a big container and then we fill it up with water and just wash it out and everything just so it's nice and clean. Cut it up into lots of different, like smaller bits. And then once we shred it, it becomes really, really small. And then after that, we then put it into a melter. So we just spoon feed it into a melter and then push it down. It becomes a tile like this.
And what are they then used for?
Use these tiles to decorate the bathrooms in the Bali conservation site.
To end the trip, we boarded a boat and travelled over to Gili Island. We're here with Sean, who's from the Gili Eco Trust, and well, we're on bikes. What's the plan?
So this is one of our eco-tourism tours called the Recycle Tour. So we want to teach people a little bit about their awareness of waste, the problem that we have on small islands.
How did the Gili Eco Trust start?
So it was started in around 2002. We'd start doing some marine restoration and some marine conservation, trying to get the fishermen to fish in certain places so that it was safe for divers to fish in other places. So now we're focusing a lot of our attention on waste and recycling, trying to teach the businesses to use less, trying to teach the tourists to reduce their impact whilst they're travelling around Indonesia.
What is this mass of plastic that we're standing on right now?
We're standing in the middle of the Gili dump. It's low season at the moment, so we're getting around 8,000 kilos of rubbish coming here every single day.
Just burning some plastic. So that's one of the big problems here, is that they just burn the plastic instead of, recycling or upcycling, because there aren't the facilities yet to enable them to do it.
This place here is going to be a new integrated waste facility. Instead of everything going into this big dump at the top, hopefully in the future years we'll be able to get a machine called a pyrolysis machine. We'll actually then move these materials, change the polymers back down into oil, which we can then sell to the Indonesian oil company and power our island from the product.
We just finished the Recycle bike tour, and now we've come down to the water to have a bit of cool off, but also to see the work that the Gili Eco Trust are doing down here to preserve the reef. And also we've got these little bags so we can, clean up any plastic or any other debris that's in the water at the same time. The Trust have created artificial coral reefs using biorock technology. This involves building a steel structure and putting a low voltage of direct current through it. This provides a sturdy surface for corals to cement to, and the voltage promotes faster coral growth. To end the day, we went to a local hostel and got over 60 people to join us in a beach clean.
A man's life consists in how he managed and used time. You cannot control time. You cannot control change. Time itself has its own power. You become what you are by how you use your 24. materials of life. These are two things you can't stop, and they keep moving. Forget the past and pursue and design the future.
I will rejoice.
is a slice of forever. Even though time is unstoppable, it is controllable. What you are and what you become depends on how you use your time.
You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path. And that will make all the difference. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do.
That was fantastic. What an incredible group of talent. The prize to take home this year in this category is the DJI Mavic Mini, thanks to our sponsor, Salty Rags Crew Apparel here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Without further ado, the winner of the most inspirational video is Harry Morris for his video 24. Congratulations, Harry.
A man's life consists in how he managed and used time. You cannot control time.
Hey guys, I'm Harry. Thank you very much Adrift for voting for my film as most inspirational. It's so amazing to see like different yacht crew from around the world coming together and showcasing their work. There's so much talent within the industry and I'm so stoked to be a part of it all. What inspired 24? Well, I wanted to make an edit about time and making the most out of your 24 hours in each day. And we spent the whole of last year cruising to some amazing locations and our crew got so involved with shooting different angles and perspectives of each destination and I just had the privilege of piecing it all together. A massive thanks to GoPro Sean, the godfather of videography, a massive inspiration and a mentor of mine. Huge thanks to all the sponsors for making this event possible and I'm so stoked to fly the Mavic Mini. It's a super cool little drone that I haven't flown yet. Yeah, it's such an amazing festival guys. Thanks so much for putting it on and I'm stoked to be a part of it all.
The future.
Congratulations to all of the finalists for being selected. As a prize, they receive a $50 gift card to B&H, thanks to Marine Data Solutions.
If you haven't done so already, drop us a comment below with your vote for People's Choice and we'll give you a shout out on our Instagram stories. If you're in a group, feel free to each submit as many as you'd like, and the winner will be announced on October 18th on our Instagram page.
On behalf of the Adrift team, we want to thank you for watching and not only supporting us, but the creative efforts of all the crew that submitted their content. Be safe out there and we hope to see everybody in person next year for Adrift 2021. Cheers.